Hey everyone, so today is kind of taking it one extra step up. One of the best drills you can do for handstands is nose toes to the wall. So we're going to finish with that, starting off with our wrist warm-ups as always, some protraction drills, and just an all general warm-up to getting into our handstand holds with, once again, another headstand slash a little bit of extra croak today. So if any of this seems intimidating, we are going to be entering the last 10 days soon, so the drills will be a little bit more progressive. A lot of it will be aiming more towards stability, so just embrace it. Every day will get a little bit easier, but it may feel a bit difficult at first. But just know that you're not alone. I felt this, everyone does, completely normal. Let's get to it though. So we're gonna point our fingers forward, big breath in. Front to back, we're going for 5 of these. Now we're going to do that with knee taps. Exhale as high as you can, bring that knee up. We're going for 3 each side. This is 2 and 2. 3 and 3. Knees down. We're just going to bring our fingers to the outside. Go back and forth. And then fingers towards us. Going as far back as comfortable. Getting into the fingers. Biceps forward. Just taking our time through it all. Awesome. We're going to do the same thing, fingers towards each other, and just biceps forward. And we're just going to raise our knees slightly, so about 1 inch off the ground. Just feel the weight there. If that's too much, maybe bring one knee down, or switch knees just for a second. Maybe both knees down and kind of just bring your weight forward. Release that. Fingers towards ourselves. Biceps forward and back and forth here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're just going to release that and just do a little few palms, little walks on our hands. Awesome. From there, we're going to get back to what we haven't done for a while, so just open, close. We're going to go for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to do open, open, wider for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms overhead. Try and keep them as straight as possible for this drill. So open, close for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open, open, wider for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're just going to finish with 10 knuckle push-ups. So we're just keeping our knuckles down, palms up, and really slow for 10. Up high, really slow. 9. 8 more. Palm really high, really slow it down. That's 8. Really slow. 7. Slow. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just gonna rotate through our wrists, kind of give that a little bit of a break before we keep going. From here, hands back on the ground, we're gonna go into a plank pose. Bend your knees, bring your hips back. Bring your hips up for downward facing dog. We're just gonna take a few breaths here and just let our back line of our body, so our hamstrings, our calves, maybe allowing our ankles to open up a bit as well for a few breaths. Bend your knees. Make your way back into plank. Really protract. We're going to stay on our feet flexed. Upward facing dog with our feet flexed. Bring it back to a high plank. Bend your knees. Hips up. Right foot to the ceiling or heel. Bring it to your knee, tricep. For 1, 2, 3. Step it back down. Knees to the ground. Back to high plank. Upward facing dog with our feet flexed. Back to high plank. Knees bent. Downward facing dog. Left heel up towards the ceiling. Knee to your tricep for 1. Heel back up. Knee to your tricep for 2. Knee to your tricep. That's 3. Foot back down. Bend your legs. Coming back to plank. Upward facing dog. Back to high plank. Bend your legs. Downward facing dog. Feel nice and grounded. Right heel up. Knee to your tricep for 1. Knee to your tricep for 2. Knee to your tricep for 3. Doing the opposite side afterwards. Last round. Knees bent. Back to plank. Upward facing dog. High plank. Bend your knees. Downward facing dog. Left heel up for the last round. Knee to your tricep for 1. Knee to your tricep for 2. Knee to your tricep for 3. Knees down, toes together. Just to stretch our lats a little bit. Rock back and forth. Awesome. From here, grab your blocks. We're going to do some low asana lifts. So this pose is something we will be pushing a little bit more on as well. So we're looking to really pull our hips up, bring our sit bones back, and protract. We're going to keep it on the high level. We're going to go for 10 by bringing it down 2 rounds of 5 and then 1 5-second hold. So even with your hips, we're about halfway. We're going to go up for 5. So let's go up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Big breath. Just reset. Kind of allow your body to take in what you just did. We're going to go for round 2. So big breath in. Push for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Big breath. Now our last one is just going to be a 5-second hold. So we're just going to get right to it. Really pushing for an endurance. This is essentially same action as handstand, just a lot harder because you're stacking and pulling up. You're not stacking overhand, and just floating. This is all strength. This is brute build. So let's go forward. We're gonna hold for 5. 1 breath to set. And up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Okay. So next drill is one we've done before, slightly different, but we're going to use it as a way to build strength now. So this may require a towel, no block this time if able to, but we're going to do crow, headstand, tuck, come back to headstand, and step back into a plank, twice on each side. So left foot's going to go twice, repeat it, right side twice. So let's go for a crow. Crow should be feeling easier and easier. You should be finding more and more balance in the pose just by doing all the other drills as well and kind of building strength. So big breath. Exhale. Let's go. Breath in. Pushing through your fingers, your knuckles, your pointer knuckles. Bringing your head down nice and slow. We're just going to say bring our knees together. Bring them back to your elbows or triceps. Lift off and then step back if you can in a full plank or just a tabletop. That's 1. We're going to go twice on the left side. So my left foot came off first. Let's go for round 2. Nice and slow, we lower. Bring our knees together and bring them back. The higher up you can bring them, the more you can work towards bringing your hips back, lifting your head, finding control. Step back, step back. And if this is very, very hard, instead of having a block, I recommend maybe a towel folded in like 3, so it brings you halfway to the thickness of a block. This is pretty big, so you're barely going down and up. It's hard to hold a headstand on. Just doesn't really bring in that practice. So finding a middle ground for that would really help. Let's do the right side. If you can't go for that full plank, remember tabletop is great from headstand, from crow. So let's go forward. Big breath in. Exhale. Breath in. Set up. Both feet if you can. Nice and slow. Lower the head to the ground. Both feet together. Knees back into your triceps. Bring your weight back. Push with your fingers, your knuckles as you lift. We're going to go right foot back. Left foot back. One more time. So that's breath to set. Let's go. One foot, then the other. Bring your head down. Knees together. Knees back to triceps. Weight back. Push on your knuckles, fingertips. Balance in that crow. Right foot, left foot. Awesome. Okay guys, I think that's a big warm up we just did to get into our holds. We're gonna do 2 nose to toes on the wall, both for 10 seconds. If you can't fully get nose to toes, you're looking for like 3 to 4 inches away, as close as you can, and get comfortable. If you fall out a bunch of times, maybe you're there for 2 seconds, but this is truly what's gonna find you that comfortable shape. You're gonna learn to hold properly. You're gonna find that hollow shape. Everything's gonna feel great once you learn to master this skill. Okay, so bring your mat to the wall. Same way as we usually walk up. If you need to pause, if that all felt like an extreme amount, that's okay, just take a second, reset. Otherwise, we're gonna make our way up. We're gonna breathe in to set. Then the next breath will be us making our way up. The drills we did 2 or 3 days ago to touch the wall is essentially to build up our way to this. Remember, protract while you're up there, biceps forward, fingers forward. Your hands are gonna be as close as possible. As soon as you got your nose and your toes touching, we're counting for 10. So let's go to it. One breath. Second one, let's go up. So I got nose and my toes touching. We're counting for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like I said, that drill seems very intimidating, but we've made our way. We've progressed a lot, taking our time to get there. I could have worked my wrists a little bit closer. I felt like I was overextending. That's just a bit by bit process. We're making our way. So big breath. It also helps you identify the places you may be lacking. So I'm really feeling that I'm having to fight to go overhead. So that's still something I really need to work on. So we'll get there. Just keep working on mobility daily and everything else, and you'll get there as well. Let's go for a second round of 10. And then after this, we're just gonna do 2 rounds of 20 for regular holds. You don't need to bring your nose to it, but if you feel like you wish to, and you're like, wow, that's really not as bad as I was expecting, I encourage it, but I'll just do a regular hold. So let's go for this one. One breath to set. Let's go. So nose to toes for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we'll enjoy a little stretch between our holds. Like I said, if that caused a lot of fear or just a whole new world for you, brace it one step at a time. There's truly no rush. I know this is a 30-day program. Maybe it's one that you redo over once or twice. Maybe you give a day between if you repeat it and do drills that you may need more strength on. So if you notice that with this, you're lacking protraction, I can bring in strength drills after this program's done, and you can add those in between. If you're lacking core, I can do a small series on that. So remember, just message me, let me know what you want to strengthen to be able to exceed and keep growing in this. But the goal is, I want to work with you guys to land your handstands. So I'll help you get there. We're going to do 2 holds of 20, but first we're going to do a regular lunge against the wall. Arm in a 90, just opening our chest. Three breaths here. One more. From there, we're just going to bring our shoulder against the wall, thumb in. We're going to bring our thumb up as much as we can. Rotate at the top and make our way down. We're going for 1 forward, 1 back. We're doing 3 in total. 2 forward, 2 back. And then 1 last one. Awesome. Let's do the opposite side. So 3 breaths here. Looking to open our chest. Big breath in. So the point of these breaths and everything else is just kind of to slow down your heart rate. If you can slow down your breath, your heart rate will follow. So if the holds or any of the drills beforehand seem tough, it's okay to stop the clock once in a while and just take a few breaths. 1 more. Awesome. From here, bicep forward, rotate it back. Trying to keep our shoulders to make a T with the wall. So that's one. Let's bring it back. That's two. This arm feels a lot tighter for me. I'm literally pushing against the wall. These are all assessments, but exercises that will help as well. That's three. So let's go for our first 20-second hold. So one breath to set, one breath up. When we make our way up though, remember to try and keep breathing nice and long. The easier you can breathe in an exercise, the easier it becomes, just because you're able to keep your calm there. You're not overextending or over-engaging. So breath up. We're going for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Big breath in. Enjoy each movement, right? So these are all work. We are pushing more and more. If it's feeling easier, that's always a win. We're gonna bring our thumbs forward, protract. Bring our elbows even with our shoulders back, thumbs backwards, retract. We're doing that for 3, 2, 1. Keeping your elbows even with your shoulders still. We're gonna bring thumbs down or knuckles down, knuckles back up. We're gonna do that for 5, 4. These are tough for me. 3, 2, 1. Let's go do our last hold of the day, guys. So one breath to set. One breath up. We're going for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I don't want to get you too excited, but if you were able to complete all the holds today, you did your first minute inverted. I know that seems like not a big deal maybe, but it really is. The more time we can spend up there and get comfortable, the easier all of this becomes. And every minute you pass is massive. And so the hold's getting longer and longer. After a time when you find yourself on your hands and understanding the float, the mechanics needed to be there, you're gonna find like it is so much easier to actually float than to change your weight and not actually stack. So you are building an intense amount of endurance right now. Be proud of this. You are doing amazing. Well, let's bring in one last stretch. We'll connect to our breath on both sides, slow down our heart rate, and then go off our merry way. So elbow up, wrist down, elbow forward, and then we're just gonna bend our legs. Start it off like that, and then stand or sit very tall. We're looking to bring that elbow forward, and just breathe. We're doing for 3 each side. This stretch is always a lot. The opposite side. The amount of times I've almost just unclipped everything with this has been ridiculous. So wrist down, elbow forward, bend that leg and then sit up straight. Take your time with this exercise. It can be a lot, like I just said. So especially after all that protraction, this gets into our rhomboids and we've used them. So big breath. One last breath. Awesome. So if today felt better or worse than any other day, just know that you have on days, you have off days. So my holds felt pretty darn good today. Yesterday they felt tough. Consistency is all that matters. The more that we progress, we're gonna realize that our tough days are still way better than our beginning good days. So we're gonna make our way there. Be proud of all the work you're putting in. If you're enjoying this, thank you so much for playing along. Cheers, namaste.